One of the events that you told me is kind of a highlight as you kick off every year is the Amazing Race.
Oh yeah,
so
our
I will
Amazing
say
Race.
nothing more and just let you take it away.
So yeah, the Amazing Race. So love the show. It's a great show, but we did realize that the teachers that we were bringing in weren't necessarily familiar with our community and the diversity of our community, and I've been a part of schools as a teacher where we get a bus and we drive around the neighborhoods and we see what the neighborhoods are like, and that's okay. But we want our new staff, when they come into our building, to immediately resonate and build relationships and rapport with our families in our neighborhoods. So we create this Amazing Race Challenge, and I'll share with you one story of one of the challenges that we did. This was actually with our entire staff. We received a donation for some funds, and we used the money to buy bookshelves coming from a company from Sweden. So I'll let you fill in the blank with that. So we bought all these Swedish bookshelves, okay? And one of the challenges, part of this Amazing Race, was as a team to work together to put this thing. Now that's a challenge in and of itself when you have the one little Allen wrench tool. So the teams had to put together these bookshelves, and we didn't tell what we were going to do with the bookshelves. They just thought that they had to put together bookshelves. So they put together the bookshelves, and then they were also tasked with driving around to different areas in the community to pick up special boxes. Now in these boxes were school supplies, backpacks, gift cards, school supplies that we actually had donated from our PTO and other businesses. But the staff didn't know what was in these boxes. So they're driving around as quickly as they can without breaking the law, to these different areas in the community to pick up these boxes. So not only were they picking up the boxes, they were knowing the different neighborhoods. So they had to do this Amazing Race, and then they also got the bookshelf together. And their last journey on this Amazing Race was a family's home that they just had an address. They didn't know there was a family, but it was a family who desperately needed resources and supplies. So six teams, 6 different families. They knocked in, the families knew they were coming. They brought in these amazing school supplies, gift cards, and a student desk for the family and the kid to do their homework. And you would have thought that we were giving these families $1 million. They were so appreciative. And our teachers got into the families' homes and learned what it was like, for some of these families and how they lived. You might see a nice single-family home, but they're splitting the basement with 2 different families. And so bringing these resources into these families, seeing how appreciative the families are, and at the end of this Amazing Race, we all got back together, and I said, remember these situations when you're assigning homework. When you're asking students to do X, Y, and Z outside of your room, this is the area that they have to do that in. It's probably not like the area that you grew up in and you did that. And just what a wonderful perspective that gave our teachers. So, and it built relationships. It had a sense of empathy for our, not sympathy, but empathy for our families. And just taking the time to do something like that each year just helps the staff understand and appreciate the treasures that we have in our students in the neighborhoods, and not to take anything for granted. So yeah, we do something like that every year, so we're real proud of that.
And I think it's such a great example, and I look forward to getting more information about it so we can share it with people who might like to try it in the future.
Sure.
Tyler Davis says, Tyler is here too.
Yay,
so
Tyler,
so I know
doing?
you're not taking attendance, but we'll see if we can get some more people to say hello as well.